We've seen some amazing things, but that, my friends, is something we've never seen.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice. You have locked yourself into the playoffs.
Nice.
Got it.
Talk with old Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Completely speechless, to say the least.
Man, I am honestly so baffled by that decision. Brandon Cruz wants advice. It's Brandon wants advice.
Green flag in the air. Brandon Cruz wants advice to the front.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast, even though it only comes out about 4 times a week. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Michigan NASCAR Cup Series race, and I don't say the title of the fucking series, whatever. Straight up, the Cup Series at Michigan this weekend. Guys, gotta say this right fast. I will get into all the fantasy numbers probably around the 3-minute mark. I just want to say this short stuff right fast. First off, I got preseason NFL stuff coming out. Covered week 1, did very well this week 1. Week 2 will be out. I'll probably start working on it tomorrow. Video will be out before the Thursday night games. That shit just takes forever to look up. It's ridiculous. Straight up, these last 2 NASCAR weeks have been a bit rough for me. Between Eldora, Watkins Glen, Mid-Ohio, and Michigan in the truck race today. I haven't made anything off those last 4 contests that I just stated there. It's been a rough week, or these last 2 weeks, really. Mainly because I've just been fading favorites, been chasing ownership too much, so that's something I got to work on. But all the guys I still say end up doing well. My lineups just have been shit, because I keep trying to make something cute with 1 or 2 lineups. And that kills my weekends, but we have done very well this year on NASCAR. First off, I do want to say thank you guys so very, very much for watching, for liking, for commenting, for following me on Twitter. I really, really appreciate it. I haven't said anything along these lines yet. I just want to say it right here because, baby, we're at 420 subscribers. Like, I can't be any happier. Straight up, just for the memes. Straight up, 420. Thank God. I love you people so much. Thank you guys for supporting me, subscribing on me. I know I'm always throwing the Patreon out there, but seriously, just, guys, thank you for at least watching, subscribing, liking the videos. I always appreciate it. For the 2 guys who always downvote it, keep being you, man. You guys keep pushing me just as much as the likes. I want to say this right fast before we starting to talk about Michigan. I got 50 seconds left before my rant is over. Matt DiBenedetto put out a tweet earlier in the weekend saying how he cannot really drive with his feet anymore. He's just holding it wide open. Track position is going to be important, things of that nature. And then who the fuck answers him here? The Godfather himself, Dave Moody, the dumbest motherfucker I've ever heard in my life. Everyone knows I already hate Dave Moody anyway. And he deleted the tweet that I really wanted to highlight. I should have fucking screenshot it. But he was trying to defend this piece of shit package. Because, guys, this isn't racing. When you're holding it down the entire way around this track, that's bullshit, man. That ain't fucking racing. That's so lame. He basically, Dave Moody was basically like, listen, I talked to a lot of people. They like the fucking package. You don't like it. It's so dumb, dude. I don't know. This package is dumb. They call Dale Earnhardt Jr. Junebug. They need to call Dave Moody fucking Goobug. Because he is swallowing some massive fucking loads of bullshit from NASCAR's dick. Because he's just sucking that dick beyond belief, man. I mean, world class cocksucker. Straight up. He's kissing ass. He is sucking dick. He is making friends in NASCAR. Either way, let's get right into the fantasy aspect of this. Guys, let me talk about the facts right fast. Another thing. I'm sorry I keep throwing things out there. DFS Tavern and myself, Anzo from DFS Tavern, betting bartender himself, we put out a video, and I posted here as well. He posted on his channel. It's called the Booze Cruise. We look at the Cup Series, on Thursday evening, Friday morning, depending on what time it's uploaded. But we just go over the weekend, looking up to it, fantasy statistics you might want to look at, things of that nature. I'm going to go over those again right here because some people don't listen to that video. I'm just going to talk about some things right here. I'm not going to do it in future videos. I'm just telling you what you're missing if you're not watching it. So In the history of Michigan, I have to use the whole history here because these are the stats we have. There's been 100 races here at Michigan in the Cup Series. 21 times it has been won from the pole. Last time was by Joey Logano in 2019. The people who have won from a top 5 starting position has been 59 times in 100 races, so 59%. And people who have won from the top 10 starting positions have happened 75% of the time. Only 7 people have won it from 21st on back. Now, I just want to emphasize that it's even more important this year that you pick a guy who's starting up in the front, because last time around, Logano dominated this. He killed it. He led from, he didn't lead every lap, but he started on the pole, finished first. Excuse me. They are killing it. They are freaking killing it. Now, granted, from 2014 to 2019, Michigan typically has 16 lead changes and 7 cautions, but you got to remember that's stages thrown in there, that's fucking pit stops thrown in there, that's everything messing up. The average green flag run from 2014 to now has been 19 laps. We will see how it goes tomorrow. The best average finish, quote-unquote, among active drivers, this is including all career starts at Michigan with 3 or more starts. Chase Elliott has the best at 7.4. Keselowski 11.6. Harvick 11.9. Joey Logano 12. Kyle Larson 13. Hamlin 14.6. Ryan Blaney 14.6. Hamlin 14.3. Blaney 14.6. I apologize there. Eric Jones 15. Martin Truex Jr. 15. Ryan Newman 16. Current top 10 drivers, this is career starts here. Kyle Busch has been the best on average, although he only has 1 win. Then it's Logano, Harvick, Hamlin, Truex, Keselowski. Those are the main guys that I would look at if you're looking at all-time races, whether they fucking started racing in 2003 or 2014. Moving on to the statistics, looking at the last 6 races of the tracks that are 2 miles only, which is Auto Club and Fontana. So I'm going to include the 2019 race at Fontana, the 2018 race at Auto Club, 2018 race at Michigan, 2017 race at Fontana, and the last Michigan race in 2017. These are the races that I'm looking at, and this is where I'm getting these statistics from, based on these last 6 starts. And I'm using this because this is the closest thing we have to the package that we have now. We can't use the old Gen 5. We can't use the Gen 6 in 2013. We have to use the stuff now. 6 races, 1 win, 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s going to Mr. Rowdy Busch. Average start of 5.3, average finish of 4.3. Keselowski, 6 races, 3 top 10s, 5 top 5s. I am spitting like I am smoking some serious crack. Hold on. Sorry, I was spitting all over the fucking place. Kevin Harvick, 6 starts, 1 win, 3 top 10s, 4 top 5s. Average start of 4.2, average finish of 10.3. Not entirely sure if it's based on his performance on just recently or whatnot, but Harvick typically hasn't been as strong at the 2 miles. He's good at the 1.5s, he's good at the 1 miles. Just these 2 miles tend to give him a little bit of a struggle. Then you got Martin Truex Jr., 6 races, 1 win, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s. Kurt Busch, 6 races, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s. Logano, 6 races, I'm just going to stop saying 6 races, 1 win, 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s. Blaney, 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s. Hamlin, 3 top 10s. Almirola, 2 top 10s. Larson, 1 win, 2 top 5, 2 top 10s. Now, one guy I want to focus on, we got all the way to Kyle Larson, which was the top 10 on statistics. We got Clint Bowyer here, who is very just interesting in general. I really, really like him for numerous reasons. But Clint Bowyer, 1 win, 1 top 5, 1 top 10. I just really like Bowyer here. I know those statistics didn't jump out to you, but I just really, really like him. Moving on to... excuse me. Burping like crazy. Not burping, yawning. Sorry. I'm not using Practice 1 data at all, okay? They practiced, they qualified, then had 2 practices. I don't give a fuck what they did in first practice. I don't care. not focusing on. I'm focused on practice 2 and practice 3. That's it. Alright. I'll focus on qualifying after this. So practice 2 is dominated by Kevin Harvick, both in overall speed and in the 10 lap averages and in the 15 lap averages. Harvick was by far the fastest car, second practice, showing dominant speed. Followed closely behind by Kyle Busch, the number 18 car. The guys that we were just talking about based on history. You know, Kyle Busch was second fastest overall speed, third fastest 10 lap averages, didn't run a 15 lap average. His top 5, or his 5 lap average was fourth. So second overall, fourth 5 lap, and then third 10 lap average. That's not too shabby at all. And before we get to practice 3, I expect it to be one of these two guys winning it. Byron, third fastest. Eric Jones, fourth fastest. Logano, fifth fastest. Clinton Boyer, sixth fastest as well. Johnson, seventh. Kurt Busch, eighth. Paul Menard, Paul Menard, ninth, and Denny Hamlin, 10th. Now we're gonna look at 10 lap averages now. 10 lap it was Harvick, Jones, Busch, Suarez, Bowman, Truex, Hamlin, Keselowski, Elliott, and Byron. Boyer was 11th. Surprisingly, Chris Buescher and Bubba was 12 and 13th. Not sure if that was in a Packer one. I've been at work. I haven't seen practice. I'm going off statistics, or I'm going off the data here. You know, it's going to be a fucking single file fucking wreck anyway. The leader, straight up, the leader is going to pull away from the field. They'll be passing in the field. They cannot pass the leader unless he is just that slow, so on and so forth. The leader will dominate this race. Looking at practice 3, overall speed, it was Jones, Bowman, Harvick, Dillon, Suarez, Boyer, Truex, Blaney, Johnson, and Larson. Those are the top 10 on overall speed. Now, lap averages, starting with 10 laps, just because I think that tells you the most. Eric Jones was the first. Clint Boyer, second. Kevin Harvick, third. Alex Bowman, fourth. Kyle Larson, fifth. Hemrick, sixth. Suarez, seventh. Blaney, eighth. Truex, ninth. Keselowski, 10th. Now, what is interesting here? The last 3 races at Michigan have been won by a Ford. The 3 before that were won by Chevys. 3 before that were won by Ford. Usually, the Blue Oval dominates this track. What are we seeing right now based on 10 lap speeds and things of that nature? It's showing that Joe Gibbs has some horsepower here today. I think it'll either be a Stuart Haas or Joe Gibbs winning driver. Those are the only guys. I don't see Keselowski, don't see Logano winning it. It's going to be between Joe Gibbs and Stuart Haas. That's straight up the guys that I think are going to win and do well from here. Now, focusing on qualifying and going and looking at values, things of that nature, blah, 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 blah. Now, Austin Dillon and Daniel Hemrick their qualifying lap was disqualified. You know what I mean. They didn't count their qualifying lap. Now, this is not the official reason. I haven't looked at shit. I just know they weren't running a fully functioning alternator on these 2 RCR cars. From my experience working on the dirt track, we didn't run alternators on our A mods. Do you know why? Because that pulls horsepower away from the motor. Even the slightest amount. I mean, you just got that fucking serpentine belt going around. It's having to yank that fucking alternator some more. That's taking more power out of the engine. You remove that alternator, or you decrease how much resistance it has, because like you can dick around with it and make it not work as much or not be as powerful, which I suspect the 3 and the 8 car did. And I'm assuming they did that to, one, lower the amount of drag that was literally being put on the motor, like by running the alternator, and to give it like just a cunt hair more horsepower, you know, just a hair. I know they're locked at 550 right now, and whatever fucking rev chip they have in it right. I don't know if it's 82,000. I don't know if it's 9,000 RPMs. Whatever it is. I mean, when you hit the rev limiter, it's gonna stop there. But I think this is that they planned on using that to help them on restarts and to just get, like, you know, an extra little boost or whatnot. That's why I believe they did it. I haven't read anything about it. I'm sure I will at some point, so I could be right, it could be wrong. Either way, the 3 and the 8 were disallowed. They did not get their qualifying time. So we have Hemrick starting 38th and Austin Dillon starting 37th. It's going to be chalk city here, but there's been times, and I've talked about it, where Austin Dillon and Hemrick have started in the back, and no one plays them for whatever reason. I don't understand it. People don't like Austin Dillon. People don't like Daniel Hemrick. So be it. If you want to be that way, go be that way. I'm playing both of them in a lineup, straight up. You have to. You have to play them both. Damn it. First yawn. I made it all right. Recording this at 1:30 a.m. Nearly made it without yawning. That's just the way it's going to be. Everyone is going to make a lineup, and I think you'd be dumb to not make it with these two because you have nothing to lose. These are two free squares. Basically, you're making a 4-card lineup with $36,500 remaining. That's how it's going to be. That's what the field is. That's what it's going to be. You'd be dumb as fuck to not put Dillon and Hemrick in the lineup. You kind of have to. It's forced into your way. If anything happens for qualifying and people change their positions or qualifying or whatever, go be it. I don't know if it's an impound race. I don't know if it isn't. If they go through inspection before qualifying or before the race and people get taken down, I don't. Just live with that. I just got home from work. I'm focusing on this type of stuff. You can look that up on your own. That's another thing right fast. Before I give these picks out. Guys, I play GPPs. I'm not a fucking cash player. I'm not here to babysit you. I'm not a beginner. I'm trying to win I'm trying to be numero uno. Trying to win that $50,000 the first place on DraftKings. I don't give a fuck about anything else. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I am doing a 1 entry only and just shotgunning it. I mean, taking a flyer. Anyway, enough ranting there. Guys that I'm interested in, because I'm taking Hemrick and Dillon, I'm not playing Spencer, not playing Gary. Spencer was interesting. Spencer ran faster in his truck than he did in the car in the Cup Series that is around. I just want to throw that out there. I found that quite humorous. But I'm not playing Spencer, not playing Smithley, not playing Cody Ware, not playing Theriot, Huff, Hoof, whatever you want to call him. Not playing LaJoy. I gotta take another drink because my throat is killing me because I'm probably screaming through the walls and my neighbors hate me right now. Not playing Chastain. Priest, in this situation, normally I would, but he is starting 29th. Dillon and Hemrick are starting 37th, 38th. At the very least, I know both those idiots can get up to at least 26th, 27th. What is that? That's 10 points for each of those guys. It just doesn't make sense to go with Priest, Castle, DiBenedetto, Wallace. Bush, I could make an argument for Wallace. Like I said, final practice. Was it final practice? Wait a minute. That was practice 2. Where was that? Hold on a minute. I could have swore okay, never mind. Yeah, no argument here. No argument made for Mr. Bubba. Yeah. Sorry, no. Excuse me. No argument made for Bubba. I X'd out the wrong thing here. Yeah, not too fond of. I like DiBenedetto because he's been finishing good recently, but his price went up a little bit, and people are seeing that he's doing well, so he might gain some ownership there. Chris Buescher still seems fast. I like him. Not playing Reagan, not playing McDowell, just because there's no real reason for me to. I'll have to see why KB did such a shitty job in qualifying, starting 22nd. It's really hard at this point to go a lot of different directions, because when you get to Kyle Busch right here, he's starting 22nd. What does Rubbin Racing always say? The game is to rowdy or not to rowdy. That is the game. That is the question. That's not a hate towards you, Big Papa. I'm just saying you say that a lot, and this is certainly one of those weeks. It's certainly difficult if you put Kyle Busch into that situation where you have Hemrick and Dillon. Put those three together, you get $8,000 on average remaining. Say say for example, say if you throw Harvick in there, you got Harvick, Kyle Busch, Hemrick, and Dillon. I'll use your 6,100 on average to go places. Now, this is where my argument's going to go to not Rowdy, and it's going to kill me, or it's going to kill me straight up. I think it's going to fuck me in the ass, but by taking Austin Dillon and Daniel Hemrick, you have, I believe, they gotta finish. There's no way in hell, unless they wreck. If they wreck, you're fucked. But there's no way in hell they finish worse than, let's say, 23rd. Let's say 23rd for both those. Now, 23rd place on DraftKings is worth 21 points. Alright, so let's just say for baseline they're finishing 23rd. Either or, but they're going to finish around there. Austin Dillon is starting 37th. Daniel Hemrick is starting 38th. Now, we're just going to do some good old calculating. Got to get the calculator out and let the calculator do the calculating. Daniel Hemrick starting 38th. Let's say he gets up to 23rd. That's 15 passing positions there. And in total, that is 36 points for good old Daniel Hemrick. Austin Dillon, if he finished there, that would be 35 points for good old Austin Dillon. Now, I understand Kyle Busch has the opportunity to get up in the front and possibly win the race and be up in the front. But if I get 60 points from those two, and they're cheaper than Kyle Busch, I mean, their prices together basically make up what Kyle Busch is. That's 2 for 1. And that's saying worst case scenario, those idiots finish 23rd. They can finish better. Obviously, that's more points. What we have, if you look at Kyle Busch starting, if Kyle Busch starts 22nd, let's go on a sketchy side and say he finishes 10th. All right, so 10th on DraftKings is worth 34 points. Kyle Busch starts 22nd. So that's 12 points added to the 34 that he would get for finishing in 10th. That is 56 points. Now, I understand that's way more than Hemrick and Dillon, but he's cheaper. You know, you get a little bit more points out of Austin and Hemrick in general. I'm okay with not rostering Kyle Busch, hoping something happens to him, and hoping that Dillon and Hemrick can do better and outperform him in general. That's just how it is. I don't know if you guys got what I went over there with the points. Sometimes it makes more sense if I show it, but I don't got fucking money. You know, I don't got time. I can't do it. I don't got time to type everything out. So donate to my Patreon if you'd like to see that type of stuff. Moving on past Kyle Busch. Ty Dillon, not interested. Ryan Newman, not interested. Matt Tiff, not interested. Stenhouse, very, very, very interested in Stenhouse this weekend. I liked him on the Booze Cruise. I like him here. Why do I like him here? Well, it's Stenhouse. You know, on these types of tracks, on this type of racing, you know, quote unquote pack racing, blah blah blah, whatever, however you really want to look at it, he's good here. He is good. Stenhouse is nothing to shake a stick at. Now, he was 25th fastest 10-lap averages in the second practice, but in the third practice, he was 28th Oh, wait, that was 5 lap. Let me look at 5 lap. Stenhouse was 24th. So Stenhouse overqualified compared to how he's doing in practice right now. He just straight up overqualified. I think that's good. People are going to see that he was 24th, you know, on average in both practices. In overall speed, where was he in overall speed? In overall speed, Stenhouse was normally, he was 30th in the second practice. And in the final practice, practice number 3, Stenhouse was 20th fastest. Straight up overqualified his position. I believe Stenhouse finishes in the top 15. Don't know why. I just tend to like him on these types of races. He's going to be low owned. People are going to see that he's slow as fucking in practice. And people are going to be going to Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. Even Eric Jones around him. I think Stenhouse is one of the actually like kind of reliable low-owned guys you can go with. Larson, I I'd be more interested if I wasn't interested in Stenhouse, but for most of y'all listening, obviously Larson's in play, Jones is in play. Jones is actually really good in general because he's had really fast times in overall speed and 10 lap, 5 lap averages. Jones is an example of like underqualifying. Jones is easily a top 5 car tomorrow or today. He's just starting 16th. That's just how it is. He's going to carry a lot of ownership. Truex, I believe Truex would carry ownership, but there's just not a lot of salary to go around. So either way, I think if you're going to pay up for a driver, it's going to be for Kyle Busch. In between Harvick, Truex, and Busch, it's going to be Harvick. I mean, it's going to be Truex as the lowest owned of those guys. I like Hamlin. Not too big into Kurt Busch. Like Suarez, like Almirola. Johnson is ballsier than what I'm comfortable with playing. Same with Menard. Not playing Logano because I don't believe he can win. Not playing Blaney just because I don't think he can win. I think he'll finish in the top 10. I don't think he's going to win. Elliott has fantastic track history here, but I think guys are just going to just outrace him. Straight up. It's going to be someone else winning the race, not going to be him. Boyer, overqualified. I can't use Boyer here. There's other plays that I like more. Bowman and Alex, or Bowman and Byron. Fourth, third. Overqualified. Harvick is my dominator. I think he'll pass Keselowski within the first 10 laps, and he'll lead from here on out. Keselowski just showed up in qualifying. He hadn't been that fast in practice, whether it be overall speed or averages. Just he's fast in qualifying. He was fast. He was the second fastest in the first practice, and Keselowski is not made for race trim. He is not made for race trim. Second or final practice, 13th overall, and then lap averages for that. For final practice, Keselowski was, where is he? 8th, 5 lap averages, 11th, 10 lap averages. Keselowski is just fast for a few laps, man. Harvick is going to blow the doors off him. Those are my thoughts and opinions. Kept it under 30 minutes. I'm sure some of you guys listened to it at 2x speed anyway, so maybe you finished in like 16 minutes or something like that. But guys, these are the people that I like. Lot of plays here. It's going to be building a lineup that no one else has. That's all it's going to come down to. You got Dillon, you got Hemrick. Those are two guys you need to play straight up. If you don't like how I'm saying it, I'm sorry. Daniel Hemrick Jones, if you do that, you got $9,300 remain on average. Hemrick, Dillon, Martin Truex Jr., you got $8,400 on average. Who else is interesting? Dillon, Hemrick, Buscher. That might be how you make a really strong punt lineup, or not a punt lineup, but like a value lineup. Then you got 97 on average for everyone else. You could go even cheaper and go to the Benedetto. Then you got 99,000 on or 9,900 on average. It's going to be on how you build your 4-man lineup. That's all it's going to be, guys. I don't think I'm going to do a live thing tomorrow just because I'm going to bed late. I work tomorrow. Girlfriend works tomorrow. Probably not going to be here. I'm just going to make my lineup following this podcast, and that'll be it. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. And if you have any questions, please tweet at me. I like people seeing other things. Also, I shared the Slayer car that JJ Yaley will run at Bristol. Who the fuck? Which one of you guys out there asked me the question, when will this diecast be out? Who asked me that? Like, fuck, man. I don't fucking know. What gave you the idea that I would know that? Straight up. And I can rag on this question because it's not a fantasy question. That's just a dumbass question right there. Come on. I have no idea. they might not even make a diecast for it. They probably will, because Slayer's a big name out there, but a lot of times, a lot of paints don't get made of a die. There's not a diecast of them because they either didn't win or something like that. That's why you don't see a whole lot of, like, third string paint schemes for the Xfinity series, or like random truck schemes for things of that nature. That's why people make business off of making custom diecasts, because some people like lineups, or some people like contests that just, or some people like liveries and paint schemes that just aren't made onto diecast. So I don't know if that car will be made into a diecast or not. I would assume it will be. It'll probably be made available. If it is, probably like fucking November. That's my best guess if they actually do it. If not, so be it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Best of luck today at Michigan. Peace out. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm trying to find the end button. Good Lord, Brandon. There it is. Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.